I'm just gonna start off by showing the Wind Druid just for the hell of it on this one, because I was really enjoying this gameplay. Leaping Hydras, Jesus Christ. So we have Tornado rework, where it's like huge AoE, or I should say Twister. Tornado's this. This. Tornado was reworked, so I'm not wrong when I said Tornado rework. I was just showing the wrong skill. Tornado has a bigger like hitbox and less next hit delay, whereas Twisters now have a huge AoE. It does not shotgun, but it's a big, thick AoE for like a lot of monsters. So that's kind of cool. And Hurricane has like 3-minute duration, at least at this level, so the duration's longer, and it does decent damage. Sacred Torch, is this 45 res? Yeah, that's 45 res, dude. Cap. Yeah, that's Hurricane. Granted, this is your like super endgame skills, but I just wanted to show that off real quick. Elemental Tree. Let's first get rid of that so we're not killing things. So we start off here. We're required to start off with Arctic Blast. Is now a level 1 skill. It does decent damage at level 1. That's what I thought. Alright, so we have Arctic Blast, everybody's favorite skill, dude. First of all, where the hell is it? There it is. Arctic Blast, man. That's Arctic Blast. Then we have Cyclone Armor. By the way, it synergizes with like Hurricane, Tornado, and Twister. So like it is actually important to put points into, and you can level with it. I feel like it should have some of the changes as Inferno did, but you know, it is what it is. It's Arctic Blast. But yeah, Cyclone Armor absorbs damage, like magic damage and elemental damage. I don't believe it absorbs physical damage, though. Then we have Twister. The more points you put into Twisters, the more Twisters you get. See, 6 Twisters, 7, 8. More Twisters. Mechanics for it didn't change? Okay, so it still works with magic damage, then. Good. Tornado. You know, it's like a good single target. Like I said, less next hit delay, as well as a bigger hitbox. Yeah, the synergies for Twister are like the wind build like we were showing earlier. Hurricane, NATO, Arctic Blast. Hurricane, Twister, Arctic Blast for NATO. And then we also have Arctic, Tornado, and Twister on Hurricane. And Hurricane is that big skill, dude. And has a really nice duration at the start. It doesn't last for like, 5 seconds and you have to recast it. Also, no cooldown, so you can spam it. Whenever you want to cast it, you can cast it. That's a nice little change. And you might have seen here, we have Gust. And Gust is the Druid teleport. So, it stuns monsters on arrival for 0.2 seconds. And then you can teleport. So Druid now has that. So if you want to go summon build, then you can reposition all of your minions, which is really cool. And the cooldown goes down with more points. Let me just make sure that we didn't miss anything here by looking to this. So Gust, we already talked about that. 0.5 second cap. Does not work well in shapeshift form. Arctic Blast, now level 1 skill. Hitbox is bigger and travels faster. Okay, so it does travel faster. Arctic Blast did get changed a bit. I guess it was just that bad before. And then Twister now grants additional, you saw the Twisters. No shotgun, but like a ton of AoE. NATO, bigger hitbox. Less next hit delay. Firestorm, increased AoE based on skill level. So like there's more, I believe, like fire projectiles. We'll show that in a sec. Molten Boulder, increased speed based on soft points. Fissure, density increased, cooldown reduction, and next hit delay removed. So you can spam Fissure now. Volcano, cooldown reduced, next hit delay reduced. Armageddon, AoE decreased, so it's like more consistent. Fall rate increased though, so it hits the ground faster. Cyclone armor, no longer wind skill synergy, small cooldown. I have Firestorm, as you can see, like, there's only 2 projectiles right now. But as you put points into it, you get more projectiles, which I think is pretty fair. Molten Boulder. Also, you know, mention the synergies real quick. Molten Boulder and Fissure. Then we have Molten Boulder, which increased speed, as we were reading earlier. I believe it doesn't knock back enemies anymore. So you put more points and I think it rolls faster. It's a speedy boy. Speedy boy! Bowling Druid is a thing. So they removed the cooldown. Now we got Fissure. It's highly spammable. That's pretty sick. Fissure is a very strong skill, especially now that it's like really low cooldown. We have Volcano, dude. Ready to rip out your eyelids. Or, you know, tape your eyelids. That was Armageddon. Well, we're showing Armageddon next. Stays closer to the character and falls closer to the ground, so it's not just like random things off screen. Volcano, dude. There we go. Spam City for Volcano. Yeah, who needs frames? But Fissure has synergies with Molten Boulder and Firestorm. Volcano has Molten Boulder, Fissure, and Armageddon. As well as... Wait, does the Volcano... I guess it's just... Yeah, it has physical and fire. So it's 50 physical and 50 fire damage. Like 50-50%. And then, dude, Armageddon's lasting forever. 81-second duration on Armageddon? Damn, I like that. And then we do 50% physical and 50% fire again here with Armageddon. So that's kind of nice. And it receives bonuses from Fissure, Molten Boulder, and Volcano. And that's pretty much the elemental skills right now. So let's move on over to the shape-shifting real quick. So now we have Werewolf. I mean, everybody's probably seen a werewolf before in real life. I mean, you know, I have. And that gives, you know, extra life, attack speed, or not attack speed. It does give attack speed, but that's not what I was trying to say. So Werewolf gives life, attack rating, it gives magic damage reduction, and physical damage reduction. It gives damage and also attack speed. I actually played as a wolf all the way through normal, and it felt pretty good, ultimately. I haven't played Fire Druid yet through normal, which is like the old speedrun meta in LOD. But it felt pretty good. And then receive synergies from Lycanthropy. And that is maximum life percentage and more attack rating. Just all the attack rating. Feral Rage gives run walk speed, life, steal, damage, and attack. Or attack rating, I should say. Give me some dudes. As you can see, we're moving a lot faster now. So yeah, that's Feral Rage, really useful. And then we have Rabies, and apparently this just got reworked again. It's been reworked a bunch of times, but it got reworked again. If I had cows available to me, maybe I do. I would probably run it. So we have Shapeshifting, Rabies, Speed, Tick Rate increased, and Spread increased. I believe that happened again. I believe we just buffed it, and I want to see the change. Hunger allows werebear form to consume corpses for a short buff of movement speed, life leech, and critical strike change. Werebear is now level 1 skill and grants enhanced damage, defense, or defense. Keep in mind, defense works while moving. Werebear now grants buff to summon Grizzly. Leader of the pack decreases wolves. Okay, interesting. Cool, cool. Infinite duration is like X amount of hours. Werewolf grants enhanced damage, attack speed, flat MDR, PDR every 3 levels. Werewolf now grants a buff to wolves, leader of the pack, and decrease to Grizzly. With an infinite duration again. Lycanthropy now grants maximum life and attack range to all shapeshift forms. Oh, sick. I didn't actually know that. Fury. 3 hit cap instead of 5. That's really good. I like that theme with like zeal and like kicks and stuff. Shockwave. Stun is always 0.2. Damage scales. Projectiles. So yeah, Shockwave was changed. We'll have to show that. Shockwave was changed in a pretty major way. Like, it's kind of like POD Freeze Pulse, if you've seen that before. At least that's what it reminded me of when I saw it. I don't know why those guys didn't get, like, infected, but maybe desync. Probably desync because cows were teleporting. That's pretty sick. I mean, obviously I could have a lot more points in synergies and things, but I'm just showing off the skills. Because this is simulating like a level 21 or 20 character, but like without any synergies, so. Yeah, pretty cool. Coronavirus spread. Feels good, man. So that's rabies. You get attack rating and more poison damage over 5 seconds, as well as synergies from Poison Creeper and Feral Rage. Fury. When in werewolf form, attack either multiple adjacent targets or one target multiple times, kind of like how Zeal works, but in werewolf form. Gives you attack rating bonus as well as damage. And let's show that off real quick. Some Fury action. There it goes. Where my cows at? Probably need attack speed for this, but that's with no attack speed. And melee splash would help a lot too if you actually use the weapon. There we go. See, it's shredded. A weapon helps a lot. Alright, so that's that. We pretty much covered the wolf shenanigans. And then we have werebear form. I guess it has to be a right click thing. Bear time. So, werebear. With werebear, you get damage and defense increase. This one's kind of like the tanky version, whereas the other one is kind of like the nimble, quick version. So, you get more damage, and you get more defense with werebear. Maul, werebear form, we'll show that off real quick, but more damage with successive hits. I believe we get like a little like orb around us with Maul. Is it Maul that gives us the orb? The orb of the gods. Oh yeah. Again, shapeshifting. Druid is like my least favorite class, and shapeshifting is like my least favorite thing, but I may consider rabies. Then we have Hunger, which consuming a corpse. Let's do that real quick. Nom nom nom. Give me some beef. Now we have increased movement speed and chance for critical strike. Duration is only like 14 seconds, but you know you can eat corpses constantly, man. Like who doesn't want beef? I mean, I guess maybe vegetarians, but yum yum yum, bovines. Okay. Anyways, that's too much fun. Somehow it's like strangely satisfying for me right now. Okay. Then we have Shockwave, which gives you stun and damage. It also is kind of like its own build, where you can put points with synergies in Twister, Tornado, and Werebear. So let's take a look. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. So we got a stun, so it briefly stuns him for 0.2 seconds. And then we're also dealing damage. Boo! So yeah, that's and if you aim close to you, it spreads out. And if you aim far away, it kind of like tightens up the group a bit. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Fire Claws. When werewolf or werebear form, maul your enemies with the fiery claw attack. Now this does a bunch of fire damage, as well as gives you attack rating every time you put a point in, and it has synergies with Firestorm, Molten Boulder, Fissure, and Volcano. Let's try it out, dude. Let's run it. See how it goes. Fire Claws, dude. My bear claws are ready, boys. My bear claws are ready. Feel the burn. I must have recently had freaking ghost peppers to get that burn in my claws. Kappa. So yeah, it does a bunch of fire damage. Obviously, if you have a weapon that has like a lot more attack rating, it would be more impressive. Or not attack rating, attack speed. Now, we're on to the last page of the last class. Thank God. Let's take a look at the summon tree for Druid. May only have one spirit, one vine at a time. All other summons may be active. Oak Sage. Flat life instead of percent life. As well as provides life regen aura. It scales from points in Carrion and Solar. Good. Grants AoE heal to nearby enemies. Yeah, heal your enemies. Holy crap, we gotta finish this guide. Grants AoE heal to nearby allies whenever it can. It's the troll build, dude. It's the troll build. Heal your enemies so that way your teammates can never progress. Amazing. Amazing. I can't do this right now. Nearby allies whenever it consumes a corpse. So Carrion Vine heals you. Solar grants AoE. And this is for AoE, or this is like AoE for nearby allies. Raven now hits up to 3 times and caps at 12 ravens. Every 10 hard points you can summon additional ravens. So as for example, like if you're level 20 point raven rather, then you can cast 3 ravens at a time. So it only takes 4 casts to get up to 12 ravens, and you can spam arena. Ravens now both have wolves and grizzly synergies. So as well as doing a small amount of splash damage and partial cold. Or partial cold? A little bit of cold. I don't know what the heck partial is. Spirit of the Barbs now has flat reflect damage. It's a typo? That's what I was gonna say, dude. That's what I was gonna say. Spirit of the Barbs now has flat reflect damage. Value instead of percent, which is cool. Grizzly now is melee splash at 20 points, grants a second bear. You have a second bear at 20 points? I actually didn't know this. That's super sick. Good thing I'm reading some of this stuff. Second bear at 20 points. Dude, who wants 2 bears? You can have Bro Bear and Bra Bear, dude. When you're at 20 points. I'm going 20 points right now. I want 2 bears. Give me bear bros. Bro Bear and Bra Bear. At the summon tree, we have ravens, and every 10 points you summon an additional raven. This will be your spam skill as a summoner. You can just spam Merino, and they do a little bit of cold damage. Then we also have Poison Creeper, which is ultimately pretty strong in the early game, as what I've found. Like, it actually does really good poison damage. If he ever is allowed to hit, because my bears are too badass for him. But it does poison damage, you'll have to believe me. And there goes the, so you get a little bit of a chill there from ravens. Again, the synergies for these things, we have Spirit Wolf and Dire Wolf, as well as Grizzly. With Poison Creeper, we have the other vines, basically, the other creepers, and as well as rabies for more poison. If you want to just go like full vines. I believe there's like, yeah, the support, there's like support Druid, Summoner Druid, which you can just like put points into these for your party, so you can gain life for you and your party. And as you can see, the synergies with Oak Sage and Solar Creeper for more life. Solar Creeper gives mana instead of life to your team. And, you know, they kind of just like eat corpses, so it's nothing like too crazy. Nothing too crazy to show off, kind of like my hunger. And there you go. Big. That's big, dude. Huge content right there. You got Solar Creeper. There you go. Eating the corpses. Giving mana, giving life. You have to believe me, because I have full mana and full life. Now we have summon Spirit Wolf as a teleporting ability to fight by your side. It does damage. You can have up to like a lot of wolves. Looks like 4, 5. More points you get more wolves. The damage goes up. Their attack rating and defense goes up. And they're synergized with these things. So we have like the other summons being Raven, Dire Wolf, and Grizzly. But the thing that's really interesting, and I believe it's called like the leader of the pack, is if you are a werewolf, you gain damage bonus per level for every like point into werewolf. So on this tree, you're like the leader of the pack is I believe what it's called. And if you put points into bear, then you're at minus 6% damage per level, because, you know, can't be a bear when you're leading a bunch of wolves around. That doesn't fit the theme, right? But yeah, these are the wolves. Show some summon action, dude. Give me some action. I might actually end up dying here. I don't even know if these guys can handle these. They're probably gonna get like follow. Okay, never mind. That's right. We have crazy bears. Bears have splash damage, by the way. Yeah, they just shredded. Wow, dude, they're doing pretty good. But anyways, then we have like Dire Wolf, and these ones, kind of same scenario. They have a bunch of synergies, and they have that like leader of the pack bonus with the synergies. So if you put a bunch of points into a werewolf, you'll gain bonuses. Whereas you put it into werebear, you will lose the synergies. And then with the grizzlies, kind of vice versa. Leader of the pack scenario, where you get more damage per level if you put points into werebear versus werewolf. And the synergies are basically in this line. So they all kind of synergize with each other. And if you want to be a leader of the pack, then you can choose, I want to be leader of the pack with bears, or if I want to be leader pack with werewolf. It's kind of a cool idea. I kind of like that idea. But back to the dire wolf real quick. Like, eats corpse, increases damage, and more points you put into it does more damage. The more wolves you can have, the more life, more attack rating. I guess it doesn't get more attack rating with more points. It's exclusively with synergies, it looks like. Okay. So, yeah. And that's pretty much the summons. I guess we could cover... Well, we didn't cover the spirits yet. But the spirits all have, like, their own function. Part of the Wolverine is mainly for, like, melee builds. It gives you attack rating and damage. And has a pretty massive radius, honestly. Honestly, like 22.6 yards. At level 3, that's a pretty good radius. And it's got like 200 life at level 3, so it's relatively tanky. Spirit of the Barbs. This is like damage deflection. It just like sends damage back to the enemies. Returns damage to attackers. 31 damage, and it's flat, so that's instead of percentage. Then we have Oak Sage. I guess I should show you. It's the white spirit. Then we have Oak Sage. And Oak Sage is the one that most people are going to be running, especially if you're in a group. But it gives you flat life and heals you. And it also has synergies with Carrion Vine and Solar Creeper. So that way, like, there's health regen. So, instead of percentage life, it's now flat life. So, it'll help out characters with lower life pools, for example, like a sorceress, a lot more. But it'll also bring down players like a barbarian and a druid. That's pretty much all the classes. That is all the classes. And all their skill trees. And all their changes so far. Hopefully that helps you guys out. That took a lot longer than I wanted to. But, like, I showcased pretty much everything. And, yeah, I feel like people will really appreciate that. So,